As I was sitting there beating myself up over missing that nice management buck, Joey looked down the pipeline and saw another buck. After looking at the deer, he knew real quick that it was a cull buck that he wanted taken out of the herd. Joey told me if that deer came by our box blind that I needed to shoot him.
Made a good shot on that wide 8-point. Man. Yeah. Good shot. Thank you. We've been in the deer ever since we've been here. I just missed a real good management 8-point earlier, and this deer came down the right away here, and Joey got to looking at it, decided it's a cull deer. We needed to go ahead and take it out if we got the opportunity. And we worked over some scrapes down here, rubbed the brush, came down here, stopped at 29 yards, and I made a pretty good shot. And he went down in the power line. We're going to probably wait till dark to go get him because still got that management buck out here that I missed. And we've got some other deer coming.
We just got all of our deer out of this box blind here. We're going to go get our deer. It's just right down here about 100 yards.
Sure is nice when you can see him drop, isn't it? You didn't go far. His 8 points, pretty wide, but he's just not what they want in their program here. We're down here hunting at Mellon Creek Outfitters in Refugio, Texas. We're here on a management hunt, and we're sitting in the blind. I'd missed a good solid management buck earlier, and this buck comes walking by, and they've seen him over here before, and he's just not what they want in their breeding program. He's real thin, and they just don't want him passing on these genes.
Once back at the lodge, it was time to unload the deer at the processing facility. Now, Mellon Creek Outfitters is on a Type 2 MLD management program through the state. They need to weigh the deer, record some measurements, and then they use all of this data in their management program. Now, the good thing about being on an MLD program for the hunter is that the state provides Mellon Creek Outfitters with some tags to use on the animals, so you do not have to use your own tags from your hunting license.
With all the measurements, basal circumference, main beam length, points.
On the third morning of our hunt, we had a nice trophy buck come in. Now, I know it's hard to tell because the footage is dark, but he's an 11-point and he's only 15 yards from our blind. This mature buck didn't hang out long, but he did hang out long enough that if a trophy hunter had been sitting in the blind, they could have put an arrow in him.
All right, we're back back over here in this box blind that we hunted in last night where I shot the cull deer. We came over here today during the middle of the day, and we saw that management buck that I missed yesterday afternoon. So we decided to hunt here again, give it another shot, and hopefully this afternoon we'll be hauling another buck out of here.
It was starting to get late in the afternoon, and I didn't think my buck was going to show up. But he did. He didn't come from where I was expecting him to, though. He appeared on the other end of the field about 300 yards from us. As I sat there and watched the buck feed, I just knew there was no way he was going to come close enough that I could get another shot at him. After watching the buck for what seemed like an eternity, some does began to filter by our blind. It looked like things might change.
Boy, man, we just shot a good deer. We just shot a good management deer. We have, I missed that deer yesterday, and ended up shooting a cull deer, and we got out here extra early, and I was beginning to think he wasn't going to come out, and he had been coming down this power line, gas line, and walking right by our box blind. But he came out about 300 yards down here, circled out in this field. We had some does come by. He walked right by, shot him at 24 yards, drilled him, and he is down right there. He didn't go 75 yards. Thanks to Joey, my guide. Get over here, Joey. You see Joey. Joey put us on the deer.
That's a good deer. It's pretty cool because we've been hunting him specifically. This is the 8-point that we've been working pretty hard to get. You know, we're here at Mellon Creek Outfitters on a management whitetail hunt. Yesterday this buck came out, shot at him at about 40 yards, shot right over his back, and then I ended up taking a cull buck. Well, we came back out here today, did a little scouting, and he was back out in the field today around noon, so we decided to come back to the blind. We got set up in the box blind, and he didn't come from where we were expecting him to come from, but he showed up 300 yards out there and eventually walked right in front of us, 24 yards. Joey was running the rangefinder, Eric was behind the camera, and we're within 75 yards of our blind. This is a great deer, and it's got a real good story behind it. Thanks again, Joey, for putting us on the deer. You know, Joey has put us on the deer every time that we've been out. There's only one morning that we didn't see a shooter buck. Every other time we were out, we saw shooter deer. Joey knew where the deer were at. You know, Mellon Creek Outfitters offers trophy hunts, management hunts for whitetail, turkey, hog hunts, and bobcats with hounds as well. And their accommodations and the personnel that work here are outstanding. So if you're looking for a full service outfitter, be sure and give Mellon Creek Outfitters a call. Move this bottle of scent filler out of the way.
Well, you know, Donna hasn't managed to get an arrow in a deer yet because we're still waiting on the sun to come up. And but as you can see, I did manage to get a few arrows and a few deer down there in South Texas at Mellon Creek Outfitters. You know, Mellon Creek Outfitters is a full-service outfitter. They provide all the lodging, the food, transportation to and from the blind, guide service, game preparation. You know, and let's go back to the food.
I think somebody came back heavier.
I gained a few pounds while I was down there. You know, we had home-cooked meals every meal. There was no sandwiches. There were snacks. You know, and that was probably my favorite part of the entire trip was the food.
Oh, you have home-cooked meals when I go hunting with you too. Or are you just saying mine's not as good?
Oh, no. Yours are just as good.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, Mellon Creek Outfitters has a lot of deer down there, and the quality is just amazing. Every time that we would go driving around the ranch to and from the blind, or just during the day taking a tour of the ranch, we would see mature bucks out feeding in the senderos. You know, and that has a lot to do with the size of the property. They're a 110,000 acre low fenced ranch, and they only take a few clients each year, so the deer are not pressured there. And the guides find the deer that they want to hunt. They'll hunt a particular area a few times and then they move on, so the deer never feel the pressure. So if you want a high-quality, full-service hunt, be sure and give Mellon Creek Outfitters a call at the phone number on your screen.
That's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed our show.